dudes. Okay, so this is gonna be another little story time, kind of like my meeting Hey Violet video. I'll link that below or put a little thing here. Like, a couple days ago, I got to go see Lauren Sanderson, aka love of my whole entire life. I've been a fan of her for a very, 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 very long time. Her YouTube videos are where I found her. She inspired me a lot. Just, she's a queen. Like, go check her out if you don't know who she is. I will link her Twitter and Instagram and YouTube below. So I've seen her once before in concert, and I also got to meet her. That was last year in Fort Wayne, Indiana at the Hot 107.9 Summer Jam. I won VIP tickets, so I got to meet her and Troye Sivan, Melanie Martinez, and a bunch of other people. And when I met her, I walked up to her and she was here and Troye Sivan was here, and I was very panicky because, whoa, they were both right by each other. So I started having a panic attack. I started crying, and she literally, like, just held me and was like, "It's okay, you're still beautiful, you can do this." And I was like, "Lauren, you're making me cry more." And I got to watch her perform, and she sang her song Anyone, which has been a really, really important part of my life. And I even got to, she was asking for merch ideas a couple months ago, and I was like, "Hey, this is my chance." So I tweeted her back, and I was like, "You should make a light pink sweater with the lyrics to Anyone on it." And she goes, "Ooh, I like that." And then she made it into a real thing and mailed me a free one. She, like, I would show you it, but it's downstairs. Maybe I'll insert a clip here or whatever. But, so, basically, she put out a EP album thing a couple month ago called Spaces, and boy, this is one of the best EPs I've ever heard. Like, she writes such inspiring music, and this is such a good EP, and it's just wow was my reaction. Just wow. And when she put it up for pre-order, you could pre-order it, and then you got one song, like, just automatically with it called Voices. Boy! Literally, it was like 5 seconds into the song, and I took a screenshot, and I was like, mind blown already. So I tweeted her, and I was like, "Oh my god, like, not even 5 seconds in, and I love life, everything's okay." And the girl retweeted it and put it on her Snapchat story and Instagram story. Like, Lauren, listen, hun. There was that. Her EP came out. And then just a couple weeks ago, she was like, "I'm going on tour." And I was mind blown again, because I was gonna go see her. And so tour dates came up, and the first show she was going to was Indianapolis, Indiana, because she lives in Fort Wayne, so I mean it would make sense to go to Indy first. I told my mom, I was like, "Listen, I gotta go. Tickets." So my mom got me 3 fast pass tickets. I sadly couldn't get VIP, but it's okay. I'm okay about it. And so we had fast pass tickets with, what? We got fast pass tickets, which is where you get to go in along with VIP, like, before general admission, so you can get closer to the stage. So we did that, and so my friend Carrington and Paige and I, Carrington drove, and we went down to Indy, and we went a little bit early so that we could get, like, you know, in line early. We got there around like 2:50, 3 o'clock maybe, and we took blankets and snacks. Like, I seriously still haven't even, like, unpacked the bag. Like, literally the stuff is still just sitting there because I'm too mind blown to even unpack it. So we got there and we were in line all day, and We met some like really cool people. We met a girl named Melissa and her mom Kelly. They were the nicest people. Shout out to you guys. Thank you for everything. We were waiting in line, and then Carrington and I wanted to go back to the car. I don't remember what for. It was all kind of a blur. And so as we were walking back to Carrington's car, there was an alley behind the venue where you could park cars. That's where Lauren would stand before coming into the show, blah, blah, blah. And Lauren's best friend and photographer, Muriel, the most angelic human ever. She's the sweetest little thing. I love her so much. I've looked up to her for the longest time. She just kind of like walked out, and I was like, what? So I was like, Muriel, hi, and like I hugged her, and me and Carrington got pictures with her. It was the cutest thing ever. She was literally adorable. She like has dyed her hair purple, and it was kind of faded. She was like, I love your hair. I was like, girl, shush it. I love yours. I don't even care. And then freaking Lauren walks out of the door, and she went the other way, but like we still got to wave to her. And I was so emotional that day that I just started bawling my eyes out, and I was like, that was Lauren. And so Muriel like held me super tight, and then Carrington joined in the hug, and then another girl who was walking by was like, I'm gonna join in on this hug. And so we all just like had a group hug while I was bawling my eyes out. And Muriel was like, well, what's your name? And I was like, hey, Jay. And she was like, well, you know, I'm gonna tell Lauren to look for you and your blue hair in the crowd. I was like, okay. So that happened, and then Carrington and I got back in line, and it started freaking pouring rain, like downpour as hard as it could. Wind was blowing everywhere, and there was no like awning thing to hide under. So Kelly had 2 umbrellas, so we packed like 10 people under 2 umbrellas for like 20 minutes as it downpoured. And Lauren drove by in her van, and she was like, hey guys, and we were all like, what the hell, hello. That was an experience. So then it was around 6, we finally were able to get in line, and we were probably 10th, maybe, probably a little less than that in line. So we got in, and holy hell, we got second row, just barely barricade. We were almost center. It was beautiful. I was mind blown. I was perfectly okay with where I was. And so the show, there was like a DJ who was doing like his little DJ things before the show, and we were popping in the crowd. It was awesome. He had beautiful eyes. And then the time came where the guy was like, are you ready to see Lauren Sanderson? And I bet. So that Lauren, her song, like the Voices song started playing, and I was like, hell yeah, and I started yelling it along, and then she just walks out and was like popping herself, and I was like, okay, Lauren. The show was freaking amazing. And during Written in the Stars, like there's a line in it, you don't have to feel alone, and it's sang a couple times, and the last couple times she sang it, she bent down right in front of where I was, and I got to freaking hold her hand as she sang it. I love you! I'm alive! Like, Lauren Sanderson is the cutest little thing. Her little smile, what the hell? And then the show was just amazing. She was poppin'. She was so happy. I love seeing her on stage. It's where she belongs. And Muriel was back there doing her little photography thing, looking as cute as ever. And it was a good show. Here are some videos. And then the second to last song of the night was Be Alright. And that song has helped me through some of the hardest times in my life so far. It's one of my favorites by her, and started playing and Lauren just points at me and I was like, girl, bet. And I started bawling and I was shaking and I couldn't breathe. It was hard to sing along because I couldn't breathe because I was finally hearing it live. The last time I seen her, she didn't play that song, and so it was finally like my time to hear that song live. So she was doing herself, and then the second verse she was singing "We gon' be alright," and she just makes eye contact with me and comes over, my cat, and so she sits down right in front of me and like reaches out and grabs my hand, and she just starts singing like right to me. We made eye contact and I kept like looking down because I couldn't stop crying, and she like pulled me in closer, and it was just Lauren Sanderson. I've listened to that song on full blast in my headphones so many times, just having her scream it at me, and I was finally able to look her in the eye as she told me that I'm gonna be alright.
I know you love so when I see it. I know you love
night and best experience of my whole life. Like, I've gone to 16, 17 concerts, I don't know, and that one was the best. Like, hands down, the best concert I've ever been to. I'm gonna start crying again. I'm so shook. So that happened. And then my friend Alyssa, who we met in line, she had VIP, and my favorite thing that Lauren has ever said, ever, is trust the universe. That quote has gotten me through so much. Like, anytime I'm in anytime I'm ever in a down situation or a stressful situation, or I'm having like an anxiety attack or just anything, even if I'm happy, I just tell myself to trust the universe. She has your back. She's not going to go against you. She has a plan for you. And so that has just been one of the most important things to me. So Alyssa got Lauren to write out Trust the Universe, and for my 17th birthday, which is in exactly a month from, well, I don't know when I'm putting this up, so it's September 3rd is my birthday. I'm turning 17, and that's what I want for my birthday, is to get that tattooed right here on my arm, wrist thing. So I asked my parents, I'm like, tattoo, and they both said yes. So at the end of August, I'm getting Lauren Sanderson tattooed on my body. I hate myself. At the end of the show, you know, like, they put set lists on the stage so, like, they know what they're doing. And at the end of the freaking show, Muriel was giving them out, and, like, she shoves it at me and, like, made sure that I got it. And so, so I got the freaking set list. Isn't it, like, literally gorgeous? I want to frame it and hang it up and take it everywhere I go. Yeah, that all happened. That was real life, I think. I don't know for sure, but I want to say I love you, Lauren. If you ever see this, which I kind of hope, like, somehow you do, thank you for the best night of my life. Thank you, Muriel, for everything. Girl, your hair is popping. I love it. Please never end the purple. And just thank you for everything you've done for me. Thank you for keeping me alive. If it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be here recording this today. I wouldn't be sitting here. I probably wouldn't be here at all. So thank you for everything you do. Please never change, ever. You are beautiful, and I love you with everything I am, so thank you. Okay, so that's basically it, guys. Thank you for watching. I'm annoying. I'm probably never gonna stop talking about this for the next, like, 100 years. Like, oh, I'll be dead. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time, my dudes. Bye! Oh, and I also forgot, like this video and subscribe down below, and even turn on that little, like, ding bell, you know, the ding bell, so you'll get a notification each time I post, because I don't know when I'm going to post next, because I'm not consecutive!